Oh yeah. You got it, bitch.
So he don't feel it. He don't feel it because he
definitely felt it on this one, but it's like.
Oh yeah.
It was easier. The feel was easier.
Coach Lance with us right now. Wise Heart Right. We make it right. Call Kyle Right hotline. Coach Riz with us. Lance Riesland. 92.3 The Fan. Cleveland.
You know, it's so interesting seeing the over-analysis of clips online from, you know, whatever workouts the quarterbacks are going through and some of the stuff we had from minicamp. But I got to ask you because, you know, you understand that it's not necessarily about working on everything at this time. Sometimes it's just picking up the mechanics or whatever. So when you're seeing our two quarterbacks are going to be competing, what is it that they have to get better at and what they have to try to stress with their personal quarterback coaches and then eventually with the teams?
He is polarizing because of the fact that he plays quarterback and his name is Sanders. They don't give a damn about Dylan Gabriel. No one cares about Dylan Gabriel. His last name's Gabriel. He wasn't on the Heisman watch list. He's not as good as Shedeur. I said the shit 6 months ago, didn't I? Shedeur is going to be the starting quarterback at Cleveland sooner.
Something is shifting in Cleveland, and it is happening quietly, steadily, and well before a single preseason snap has been played. Most people tracking the Browns' quarterback competition are focused on what they can see in workout clips, the deep throws, the footwork drills, the moments that look good on social media. But if you want to understand where this battle is actually heading, you have to look past the highlights. You have to look at what Shedeur Sanders is building behind the scenes, away from the cameras and the noise. Because what he is building right now could change everything. The competition, nobody expected to be this real. When Cleveland drafted Shedeur Sanders, plenty of analysts and fans assumed the outcome was more or less predetermined. Deshaun Watson, the veteran with years of NFL experience and a massive contract, would get every opportunity to reclaim his starting position. Shedeur would learn, watch, and wait. That assumption made a certain kind of sense on paper. Watson knows what an NFL defense looks like from the inside. He has survived game speed pressure, disguised coverages, and the kind of mental punishment that only comes from playing the position at the highest level. Experience matters in the NFL. Nobody should pretend otherwise. But here is what the analysts missed. Shedeur Sanders did not come to Cleveland to sit quietly and wait for his turn. He came to compete. And the way he is approaching this off-season is starting to make people inside the building pay very close attention. Training like someone who has already decided asterisk. There is a certain kind of player who treats the off-season like a photo opportunity. They show up for the highlight session, make sure the camera catches the right angles, and then disappear until the next time someone is watching. The NFL is full of that kind of player. They look excellent in June and struggle to stay healthy by October. Shedeur Sanders is not operating that way. What stands out about his off-season preparation is not any single moment of jaw-dropping athleticism. It is the completeness of the process. He is putting the same level of intention into the work that nobody wants to film, the recovery sessions, the treatment routines, the stretching, the ice baths, as he puts into the actual throwing and footwork drills. That distinction matters enormously, and here is why. An NFL season is not one afternoon of great performance. It is 5 months of accumulated physical punishment, mental fatigue, soreness, and relentless pressure. The difference between a quarterback who peaks in week 4 and disappears by week 10 and a quarterback who is still playing clean football in December often comes down to exactly this, how seriously that player treats his body between the hard sessions. Shedeur appears to understand that recovery is not a luxury. It is part of the job description. Ignoring it is how talented players break down before they ever get the chance to prove what they can actually do. For a quarterback whose natural playing style invites contact, someone who prefers to stand tall in the pocket, keep his eyes downfield, and wait for roots to fully develop, this approach is not just smart. It is necessary. His body needs to be prepared for the physical toll that comes with the confidence he brings to the position. You cannot play with that kind of nerve and toughness if your shoulder is worn down or your legs are running on empty. What Deion Sanders passed down that contracts cannot buy. There is a layer to Shedeur's preparation that does not get discussed nearly enough, and it starts with where he came from. Growing up as Deion Sanders' son gave Shedeur a front-row education that no football camp or quarterback academy could replicate. Deion did not build his legendary career purely on natural ability. Nobody reaches the level he reached, Hall of Fame caliber across 2 professional sports, without a serious, disciplined approach to the craft. Behind the personality and the swagger, there was a routine. There was maintenance. There was attention to detail that most people never saw. Shedeur watched all of that up close for his entire life. He saw what real professional preparation looks like when the cameras are turned off. He saw that the flash only survives when the fundamentals are protected. Now he is applying those lessons to his own journey. He is not trying to separate himself from his father's legacy. He is using what that legacy taught him to build something of his own. And what he is building, rep by rep and recovery session by recovery session, is a professional routine that can handle the full weight of an NFL season. That does not hand him the starting job. Nothing does that except performance. But it tells you everything about the mindset he is carrying into this competition. The footwork conversation, and what it actually means. When football analysts talk about improving a young quarterback's footwork, casual fans sometimes tune out. Footwork sounds technical, mechanical, almost boring. But the most important thing to understand about quarterback footwork is that it is not really about the feet at all. Footwork is a window into understanding. When a quarterback's feet are late, it usually means his eyes are late. His mental processing has not caught up with what the defense is showing him. He is still figuring out the coverage while his body should already be moving toward the throw. When the feet match the eyes, it means the quarterback is seeing the field clearly, identifying the coverage quickly, and already committed to a decision before the pressure arrives. Shedeur has reportedly made meaningful progress in this area as he enters his 2nd year working within a professional environment. His ability to quickly identify what a defense is presenting and then transfer his weight accordingly, setting his feet to deliver an accurate throw in rhythm, is developing into a genuine strength. That matters specifically in the offense Todd Monken is building in Cleveland. Monken's system relies on timing, spacing, and the quarterback's ability to put the ball exactly where it needs to be before the window closes. He does not want his quarterback reacting to what he sees after the fact. He wants anticipation. He wants decision-making that starts before the snap and delivers the ball on time, every time. The more Shedeur's footwork develops, the more naturally he will fit into that structure. Attacking the middle of the field at an elite level. If there is one area where Shedeur Sanders already looks like a legitimate weapon in the NFL, it is in his ability to attack the middle of the field between 15 and 25 yards downfield. This is not a minor skill. This is one of the most important and difficult things a quarterback can do at the professional level. The middle of the field is where offenses create chunk gains on play action, high-low combinations, crossing routes, and back-shoulder throws against safeties trying to protect deep. It is also the most dangerous area to throw into, because linebackers and safeties are always looking for the kind of collision that can change a game. What makes Shedeur effective in this space is a combination of anticipation and accuracy. He is not waiting until a receiver is completely open to start his throwing motion. He is delivering the ball to where the receiver is going to be, trusting his read and trusting the design of the play. When that timing is right, those passes arrive in stride, the receiver gets yards after the catch, and the defense suddenly has to account for the possibility on every single snap. In a Todd Monken offense that is specifically designed to find and exploit space in the middle of the field, that skill set is not just useful. It is central to everything the offense wants to accomplish. The checkdown, why simple throws make big plays possible. Here is something that separates good quarterbacks from great ones, and it is something Shedeur still has to sharpen. The willingness to take the easy throw when the easy throw is the right answer. Some fans hear the word checkdown and associate it with timidity. They think a quarterback who throws to the running back in the flat is playing scared, avoiding the bigger opportunity. That reading completely misunderstands what the checkdown actually does. When a defense sees a quarterback repeatedly attack the deep and intermediate parts of the field without acknowledging the short options, it adjusts. Linebackers start playing deeper. Safeties cheat toward the middle. The cushion they are giving to receivers underneath disappears because they do not believe the quarterback will take what is given. But when a quarterback consistently takes the checkdown, gains 5 yards, moves closer to the first down, and forces the defense to reset, those same linebackers have to come back up toward the line. They cannot drop off and wait for the big throw if they know the 5-yard completion is coming. And the moment they move forward, the space behind them opens up. Suddenly, that 15-yard crossing route has a window that was not there before. The dig route over the middle has a lane. The receiver running vertically has a step on the safety who moved to take away the short throw. One checkdown can create a bigger throw 3 plays later. That is how elite quarterbacks control a defense instead of simply reacting to it. They use the entire field, the short game and the deep game, as one connected strategy. Shedeur has the arm, the confidence, and the intelligence to operate at that level. The development of his decision-making in those moments, choosing the short answer over the dangerous gamble, could be the thing that makes him truly difficult to leave off the field. What Watson has to reckon with. Deshaun Watson is not standing still. He is working, recovering, and preparing with the full knowledge of what this season means for his future in Cleveland. Nobody should dismiss what experience adds to a quarterback competition. A veteran who has processed NFL defenses at full speed for years carries real advantages that a younger player simply cannot replicate overnight. But Watson also has to deal with something he may not have anticipated. A younger quarterback who is closing the gap faster than expected and doing it by attacking every potential weakness systematically. If the question was whether Shedeur could physically handle a full NFL season, he is answering it through his conditioning and recovery habits. If the question was whether he could manage an offense with discipline and patience, he is answering it through his work on footwork and decision-making. If the question was whether he could command the respect of a locker room, his daily approach to preparation is doing the talking. There does not need to be any visible tension between them for the competitive pressure to be completely real. Sometimes the most uncomfortable competition is watching another player quietly, consistently, and methodically dismantle every reason the coaching staff had to keep him lower on the depth chart. Watson has faced adversity before. He knows how to push through difficult circumstances. But this particular challenge, a hungry young quarterback who refuses to wait, is a different kind of pressure, one that experience alone cannot neutralize. What Todd Monken will actually be watching. Todd Monken will not decide this competition based on who throws the prettiest deep ball in a workout setting. He has been around too long and seen too much to be impressed by that. What he will be watching is control. Who gets the offense lined up correctly before the snap? Who identifies the defensive pressure and communicates it to the protection? Who takes the open receiver instead of forcing a throw to the first read that did not develop? Who throws the ball away when there is nothing there and protects the next down? Those habits, boring from the outside but decisive in the moment, are what coaches trust. They are what separate the quarterbacks who play well in comfortable situations from the ones who can manage the chaos of a real NFL season. If Shedeur continues to show that he understands the system, delivers the ball on time, takes what the defense gives, and keeps the offense on schedule, Monken will have a very difficult decision on his hands. Not because of Shedeur's name or his background or his social media following, because of what he is showing on the practice field every single day. The real question Cleveland has to answer. Here is where it gets uncomfortable for the Browns organization. Cleveland cannot afford another lost season at quarterback. The fan base has been patient, the rebuild has been expensive, and the pressure to compete is real. Choosing a starting quarterback based on contract value, past reputation, or organizational loyalty, rather than what is actually happening on the field, would be a mistake the team cannot easily recover from. If Shedeur Sanders is sharper, healthier, more connected to the offense, and more consistent as training camp progresses, the coaching staff owes it to the team to follow what the competition is actually showing. Large contracts do not throw footballs. Reputation does not read defenses. The player who gives the offense the best chance to win has to be the one leading it. That is the standard Shedeur is preparing himself to meet. And from everything being observed about his approach this off-season, he is not showing up hopping to get a shot. He is showing up convinced that he can earn one and fully committed to removing every reason the coaches might look away. The bottom line: Shedeur Sanders is preparing like a starting quarterback, not just in the way he throws the football or runs the drills, but in the way he treats every part of the process. The recovery, the film work, the repetition, the willingness to address the areas that needed growth, the daily commitment to showing up ready to compete again. That is what a professional quarterback competition looks like when one of the players decides he is not willing to lose. Training camp will tell us what the reps and the preseason action and the full heat of competition reveal. But the foundation Shedeur is laying right now is the kind that serious players build before the big moments arrive, not after. Deshaun Watson is still very much part of this fight, but Shedeur Sanders is making Cleveland's decision more complicated with every session, and that alone should tell you where this competition is heading. What do you think? Is Shedeur Sanders already the most prepared quarterback on Cleveland's roster? Does Watson's experience still give him the edge when real reps begin? And if Shedeur outperforms him in training camp, does Todd Monken hand him the keys without hesitation? Drop your take in the comments. We want to hear exactly where you stand on this. If you are new here, welcome to a Sports Zone USA asterisk, the channel where we break down the stories behind the stories and give you real analysis, not just highlights. Hit that like button asterisk, subscribe asterisk, and turn on your notifications so you never miss a breakdown. We cover the angles that matter, the debates that are worth having, and the competitions that are going to define the NFL season. The Cleveland quarterback room is heating up. A Sports Zone USA asterisk will be right here with every update as it happens.